Good morning. Today we are going to learn our second chapter. Okay, basic constituents of matter. Okay, so we have already discussed on the topic in the previous chapter, difference between pure substances and what is next one? Mixture. Okay, isn't it? So what is the main difference between these two? The pure substances having particles in identical nature. Identical means same in nature. But what happens to that mixture? Mixture having different particles in different size, isn't it? So today we are going to discuss on the continuation of the topic. Okay, just pure substances and mixture is related with our basic constituents of matter. Okay, for example, listen to me. I am taking this sugar particle. Okay, so now I'm going to crush this sugar particle. What happens to this sugar? Finally, I got a minute particle of sugar. Okay, so this minute particle has all the character of this sugar particle, isn't it? So both of them are having same character of minute particles. Okay, so this sugar also has all the character of this sugar particles. So a pure substances, this is an example for pure substances, sugar. Okay, so these sugar particles and etc. are also having all the character of the same substances. Now you look at this video. Okay, now what happens to this sugar in this activity? Yes, the sugar after heating, the sugar is converted into carbon. Okay, that black color residue. From this activity, we can understood the pure substances is classified into two categories. Okay, so listen carefully. The pure substances is classified into two categories, such as elements and compounds. Okay, so what are the two classification of pure substances? Elements and compounds. Okay, so here the elements, first of all we have to know what is the definition of elements. Okay, elements are the pure substances. It cannot be decomposed. Okay, so elements cannot be decomposed. What is the meaning of decomposed? Decomposed means separation. Okay, അതായത് നമ്മൾ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു കെമിക്കൽ പ്രോപ്പർട്ടീസ് സപ്പോസ് ഹീറ്റ് അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്താൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്താലും അതിനെ നമുക്ക് സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല അതിലെ കോമ്പൗണ്ട്സിനെ. അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്താ പറയാ എലമെന്റ്സ് എന്ന് പറയാ. ഓക്കെ, സോ വാട്ട് ഈസ് മീൻ ബൈ എലമെന്റ്സ്? Elements are the pure substances which cannot be decomposed under any chemical process. Okay, അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ എന്ത് കെമിക്കൽ പ്രോസസ്സ് ഹീറ്റ് കൊടുത്താലും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കൂൾ ചെയ്താലും എന്ത് ചെയ്താലും അതിലത്തെ എലമെന്റിനെ നമുക്ക് സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അതിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്താ പറയാ, എലമെന്റ്സ് എന്ന് പറയാ. ഓക്കെ, then what is compound? Compounds are also pure substances, but it can be separated or can be decomposed. Okay, so here decomposed meaning separated. Okay, so compounds ne namakku separate cheyyam pattum nanu ivide parayanathu ട്ടാ. So what is the difference between elements and compounds? Elements are the pure substances which cannot be separated, but compounds are the pure substances which can be separated. Okay, for example, elements are nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, like that. Okay, so these are the elements which cannot be decomposed, but compounds can be decomposed. Example, sugar, water, etc. Okay, what is the chemical formula of water? H2O. So after passing heat or electricity, this water can be decomposed into hydrogen, oxygen, etc. Okay, appo idil endana parayunnathu, compounds ne namakku separate cheyyam pattum. ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ വാട്ടർ ആണ്. വാട്ടറിലൂടെ നമ്മൾ ഇലക്ട്രിസിറ്റി പാസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഈ വാട്ടറിൽ ഹൈഡ്രജനും ഓക്സിജനും ഡീകമ്പോസ് ആവും, സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ആവും. സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ആക്കാൻ പറ്റിയതാണ് കോമ്പൗണ്ട്സ്, സെപ്പറേറ്റ് ആക്കാൻ പറ്റാത്തതാണ് എന്താ പറയാ, എലമെന്റ്സ് എന്ന് പറയാ. ഓക്കെ, സോ വൺസ് അഗൈൻ റിപ്പീറ്റിംഗ്, what is the main difference between these two? Elements cannot be decomposed, but compounds can be decomposed. What are the examples for this? Elements, for example, nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen. Here compounds having example water, sugar, etc. Okay. Okay, is it clear for you? So next we are moving on to next topic, origin of the name of element. Okay, origin. So we have lot of elements in this world. Okay, how each and every element got its name? That is, before the past, each and every element named after places, countries, continent, name of the scientist, characteristic, etc. Okay, so what are the origin? Each and every element got its name by the countries, continent, places, characteristics, name of scientist, planets, satellites, etc. Okay, so here we are going to say some of the examples. Okay, so what are the origin? Each and every element got its name. That is, in the past, every scientist give their name by the countries, continent, places, like that, characteristic, scientist, name of the scientist, planet, satellite, etc. Okay, now you look at this picture. This table consists of element and basis of naming. Okay, what is the first element here? Polonium. So polonium is based on country, that is Poland. Okay, and what is next one? Curium. Curium is based on the scientist name, Marie Curie. Next, chromium. Chromium is based on color. Chrome means green color. Okay, so next, indium. Indium also based on color, that is indigo. Next, chlorine. Chlorine is also based on color. Chlorine means that chloro in Latin word represents yellowish green. Okay, next one, neptunium. Neptunium is based on the origin planet, that is Neptune. Next one, europium. Europium is based on the continent Europe. Look at the next picture. Then this table also consists of some of the elements and their basis of naming. Okay, here americium is the first element. What is the basis of naming here? America, country. Then what about second one? Francium. Francium is also based on France, country. Rubidium. What is the meaning of rubidium? That is ruby. Ruby means red color. Next, plutonium. Plutonium is based on planet Pluto. Next one, titanium. Titanium is related with satellite. Okay, that is related to some myth. Mendelevium. Mendelevium is based on the scientist name Mendeleev. Next one, Rutherfordium. Rutherfordium is also based on the name scientist Rutherford. Okay. Okay, listen. So here we have discussed on the topics origin of the name of elements. Okay. Next, we are moving on to symbols. So listen to me. Symbols. Here, symbol is the shortest representation of element. Okay. So what is meant by symbol? It is the shortest representation of any element. It is known as symbols. Okay. So before that, we have to know what are the 3 rules based on naming any symbols. Okay. So this symbol is based on 3 rules. First one, for some of the elements, we are using first letter. First letter with the English name. Okay. So for some of the elements, we are using first letter. And the second one, for some elements, we are using first letter plus second or any important letter. Okay, that is predominant letter. Any important letter. Second or any other important letter. For third, for some of elements, we are using by their Latin name. It is derived from their Latin name. Okay. So once again repeating, symbols. Symbol is the shortest representation of any element. Okay. So before naming, we have to know 3 rules. The first one is first letter with the English name. And the second rule is some of the elements are named with first letter or any other first letter plus second or any other important letter. Then what about third one? Some of the elements are derived from their Latin name. Okay. Now we will see the first one. Some of the elements are named by their first letter. Okay. So listen. Here I am going to write some of the elements. Hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon, sulfur, etc. Okay. So what is our first rule? Some of the elements based on their first English letter. Okay. So here these elements consist of their first letter as symbol. Okay. So here what is the first letter in hydrogen? H. You should write in capital letter. Okay. So capital H is the symbol for hydrogen. Then what about second one? Nitrogen. What is the first letter here? N. Okay. So capital N is the symbol for nitrogen. And what is third one? Carbon. Then what is the symbol for carbon? C. First letter. Then what about sulfur? S. Okay. So these are the elements based on their first letter only. Okay. So this is our first rule. So some of the elements based on their first letter with capital letter. Okay. Next, we are using second rule. What is our second rule? So here some of the element based on their first letter plus second or any other letter. Okay. It is our second rule. For example, I am writing calcium, chromium, chlorine, bromine, etc. Okay. So these are the elements based on their first letter plus second or any other letter. Okay. So listen carefully. Here calcium. What is the symbol for calcium? Calcium consists of the symbol first and second letter. Okay. So here we are using first and second letter. So Ca is the symbol for calcium. Okay. Then what about second one? Chromium. For chromium, we are taking first letter and any one important letter. Okay. Here we are not taking second letter. Third letter R. Okay. That is important letter. So Cr. So Cr is the symbol for chromium. Then third one, chlorine. Chlorine, the symbol of chlorine is Cl. Here C and L is taken as the symbol for chlorine. Then next one, bromine. Br is the symbol for bromine. So here they are using Br for representing chlorine, bromine. Okay. So here these elements consist of their rules, first letter, second letter, or any other important letter. So this is the second rule of our symbol. Okay. Is it clear for you? Okay. Next one, third rule. So third rule is based on Latin name. So some of the elements are derived from their Latin name. Okay. For example, I am writing sodium. Do you know what is the symbol for sodium? Na. Okay. Then like that, copper. Cu. Iron. Fe. Potassium. So these and all you have to memorize. Okay. Okay. Then this Na, sodium does not consist of any Na. Like that, copper do not contain any U letter. Okay. So these are the elements based on their Latin name. That is, for sodium, the Latin name is natrium. Natrium. So natrium is the Latin name for sodium. Okay. So here Na represents natrium. Okay. So Na. So they are using Na as a symbol for sodium. And what about second one? Copper. Do you know what is the Latin name for copper? Cuprum. Okay. Cuprum. Cuprum. So from this cuprum, they are taking Cu as a symbol. Okay. Next, third one, iron. Iron. That is, ferrum is the Latin name for iron. So which symbol they are taking? Fe as a symbol for iron. Then what about potassium? The Latin name of potassium is kalium. So here the first letter K is taken as the symbol for potassium. Okay. So once again repeating, symbol of sodium is Na. It is derived from the Latin name natrium. Symbol of copper is Cu. It is derived from the Latin name cuprum. Then iron, the symbol of iron is Fe based on ferrum, and potassium K is based on kalium. Now look at this picture. Here in your textbook, some of the elements and their symbols are given. Okay. So three tables are given here. First table based on first rule. That is, the first letter of the English name is used as the symbol. Okay. So first element is carbon. Carbon represents symbol C. And what about second one? Oxygen, symbol O. Nitrogen represents as a symbol N. Hydrogen indicates H. Sulfur S. Okay. So these are the elements based on their first letter of the English name. Okay. Then what about second table? Second table consists of second rule. That is, first letter along with second or any other important letter, prominent letter. Okay. So here our first element is calcium. Calcium represents Ca, first and second letter. And what about chlorine? First letter and any one important letter L. So Cl is taken as the symbol for chlorine. Then what about chromium? Cr, bromine Br, beryllium Be. So these and are based on their first letter, second, and any other important letter. Okay. Then what about our third table? Third, some of the elements have been derived from their Latin name. Okay. So here, first element is sodium. So sodium derived from Latin name natrium. So its symbol is Na. Then what about potassium? Potassium represents Latin name kalium. So its symbol is K. Then third one, copper. Copper indicates Latin name cuprum. So its symbol Cu. Then what about the last one? Iron. Iron represents the Latin name ferrum. So it is labeled as a symbol Fe. Okay. I think it's clear for you. Topic. Okay. Before that, you have to know what is the difference between atom and molecule. Okay. About the topic atoms and molecules. Okay. What is the difference between these two atoms? Atom is the smallest particle. Okay. This smallest particle cannot be divided or cannot take part in any chemical reaction. Okay. Then what about molecules? Molecules are group of atoms. Okay. So these molecules can take part in any chemical reaction. That is the main difference between atom and molecule. Okay. So atom is the smallest one. Molecules also the smallest particle. But group of atoms are known as molecules. Okay. So here I am writing H. What is meant by H? H is the symbol for hydrogen. Okay. So here H represents hydrogen atom. Okay. So like this, H2 represents hydrogen molecule because a molecule consists of a base number, any one number. Okay. So any element with their base number represents molecule. Without base number is known as atom. Okay. Like that, O is the oxygen atom and O2 is the oxygen molecule. Okay. So molecule consists of any base number, but atom do not consist of any base number. Okay. So a last topic. For the bases of these molecules, we can classify it into 3 categories. Okay. That is, molecules can be classified into 3 categories such as monoatomic, diatomic. So listen their names carefully. Okay. And polyatomic. Okay. So what are the 3 categories? Monoatomic, diatomic, polyatomic. Okay. So very simple. Okay. Monoatomic. Mono means the atom do not contain any base number. Okay. Example, helium, neon, argon. So these elements do not contain any base number. Okay. So without base number, only one number. Okay. So these elements without number is taken as 1. Okay. So those atoms consist of only one number. അതായത് ഒരേ ഒരു നമ്പർ മാത്രമാണ് അതിന്റെ അടിയിൽ ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ ട്ടോ. അപ്പൊ ഒരു നമ്പർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നമ്പർ അവർ തന്നിട്ടുണ്ടാവില്ല. അതിനെ നമ്മൾ ഒന്നായിട്ടാണ് എടുക്കേണ്ടത്. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ആറ്റംസിനെയാണ് മോനോ എന്ന് പറയാ. So mono means single, only one. Okay. Then what is meant by diatomic? Di means it represents 2 atoms. Okay. So here O2, N2, then Cl2. These are the examples for diatomic. So di represents 2 atoms. Okay. അപ്പോൾ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു ആറ്റത്തിന്റെ അടിയിൽ മോളിക്യൂൾസിന്റെ അടിയിൽ 2 എന്ന് തന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതിനെ നമ്മൾ ഏതിലേക്കാണ് എടുക്കേണ്ടത്? Diatomic. So here di represents 2. Okay. Then what is meant by poly? Poly means more than 2. So more than 2 atoms are known as poly, like O3, P4, S8. Here all the numbers are more than 2. Okay. So these molecules are based on polyatomic. Okay. So once again repeating, what are the 3 classifications here? Monoatomic, diatomic, polyatomic. Mono means it consists of only one single atom. That is, only one single atom is known as monoatomic. Then what is meant by diatomic? Di means it consists of two atoms. Okay, so here all the numbers represents two atoms. What is meant by polyatomic? Poly means the molecules which consist of more than two atoms, like 3, 4, 8. Okay, so these are the examples for polyatomic. Okay, is it clear for you? Okay, balance and all we will see in the next class. Thank you.